these outright bans. The drum's Stephanie Bolchi explains.
Oscar rarely eats anything that's not prepared by his mum. It's just not worth the risk. Just a sip of milk could potentially kill him.
Most of the time it's annoying because sometimes you see something at the shops and then you're like, ooh, that's yum. But you can't have it. But my friends are really good with it.
And that consideration from mates makes all the difference. Oscar takes his own food everywhere he goes, but mistakes happen.
My breathing started to get bad. We had to call 000.
You should try some today.
Oscar was 9 months old when he had his first anaphylactic reaction.
He was so tiny. We didn't have an EpiPen at the time because he was too small, so we just had to call an ambulance and wait. It was terrifying. He was choking and his voice was hoarse.
It's a moment Oscar's parents will never forget.
I thought that was it. I thought I'd killed him. It was awful.
So this is the EpiPen.
The organisation Allergy and Anaphylaxis Australia says using outright bans don't work.
Having that sense of the food's not here, so we don't need to be worried about a food allergic reaction, really creates that false sense of security.
And there are deadly consequences for not knowing what to do in an emergency.
We've lost several children to cow's milk allergy over the last 10-year period. We can't ban a whole food group. Yeah, so there's best practice guidelines.
So they've released a national strategy to empower schools and childcare settings to be better prepared, to recognise symptoms, and it includes checklists and age-appropriate food education. But ultimately, it will be up to the schools to take up the advice.
It's so hard as a parent. You kind of have to battle it out with the school on your own, and you know what your child needs. We just need some help there to get these strategies in place so that our children are safe.
PREEYA, that's an interesting one. The view has been it's safer to just ban all nuts or whatever if one kid is vulnerable. Wouldn't that be the safer thing to do?
Well, clearly this national body has said that it actually does create a false sense of security, and I quite like this approach as a GP who deals with a lot of kids and adults with food allergies, to go, we all need to be allergy aware. We need to know the people around us who are potentially allergic to certain foods, and we all, including kids, need to know how to look out for our mates. So my 5-year-old knows, you know, if your friend is having trouble and coughing and can't get control of their breath, you need to go and get an adult. So I quite like this approach, and I think it just, what we're saying is, look, we can't 100% guarantee that a particular food product is not in the school or in the playground. We all need to be hyper vigilant and know how to help someone if they're in trouble.
Yeah. Okay. And so you would prefer, Talal was just saying to me in the break that his 5-year-old took a nut bar to school. He packed it, and this was social death. This was terrible.
I packed it accidentally.
You packed it?
Accidentally, yes.
Yes, and Dad got into a lot of trouble because this is not allowed.
Well, it's really tricky as a parent, and I have to say my daughter's school thankfully says we are allergy aware. They've already adopted this policy where you can take things, but you need to wash your hands, you need to be very careful, you need to know which of your friends can't be near peanut. But, you know, it's frightening as a parent, I have to say, having kids over for play dates. I ask 50 times before the child walks in my house, are there any allergies or intolerances that I need to be aware of? Because in a 2-doctor household, we've seen most things and we are absolutely paranoid. You're literally taking someone else's child's life into your hands with food and snacks. So, look, Talal, I'm not going to knock you there. As a parent, I have made similar mistakes. But, Ellen, can I say this? I think a lot of parents don't realise the things you can actually do to reduce your child's risk of a food allergy. And as a GP, I'm just astounded when I say to parents, you know, getting solid foods in and the allergy risk foods like peanut protein and egg before the age of 1 that can reduce your child's risk of food allergies, not putting skin products with food proteins on the skin, so almond oil and goat's milk and all those things that can reduce your child's risk of food allergies. You know, parents are scared of any allergy, in particular food allergies. They need to be more empowered. Where's the public health campaign going, this is what you can do to reduce your child's risk? It's missing. I'm ready to run it.
Yeah, that sounds great. And I like your theme. Let your kid be filthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Liberate. Forget. Like, ignore the vacuum. Just
Well,
roll around
the thing
in
is
the dirt.
the hygiene
I love that part.
hypothesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we're a bit too clean. Let them be dirty, man.
Yeah.
Let them go.
Yeah, maybe that's why my kids don't have any allergies. Filthy.